Hi guys, and welcome to Module 15, where we will talk about nets and surface area. We will start by talking about nets. Remember, we made nets in class. A net is a two-dimensional pattern of shapes that can be folded into a three-dimensional figure. The shapes in the net become the faces of the three-dimensional figure. So remember, we had the two-dimensional nets, and then we folded them to make either rectangular prisms. I believe we made some square pyramids, and we also made some triangular pyramids. The surface area of a three-dimensional figure is the sum of the areas of its faces. So what you would do to find surface area is you would find the area of each face in that three-dimensional figure, and then you would add them all together. A net can be helpful when you're finding surface area because it's easier to see all the faces and all of the areas that need to be added together. A pyramid is a three-dimensional figure whose base is a polygon and whose other faces are triangles that meet at a point. A pyramid is identified by the shape of its base. And remember, we talked about a figure being named by the base first and then the face. And the way that we remember that is B comes before F in the alphabet. So the base names the figure and then the face. This, for example, is a square pyramid. Again, the base is a square and the faces are triangles. And any figure that has the faces as triangles would be considered pyramids. This square pyramid, if we wanted to find the surface area, we would have to first find the area of the base. The base is a quadrilateral, so area equals base times height, which would be 16 times 16, and so the area of the base is 256 inches squared, but then we would have to find the area of each face, and the faces are triangles, of which the base is 16 and the height is 17 inches, and we can easily see that with the H right here. So what we would do is we would find, we know the area of a triangle is half base times height, so we would do half of 16 times 17, which we would then multiply by 4 because there are 1, 2, 3, 4 faces. And so when we add up all of the faces, which is 544 inches squared, plus the base, which is the square, that's 256, the entire surface area of the square pyramid is 800 inches squared. We had a lot of fun finding the surface area of the cereal box, surface area of a rectangular prism. You really have 6 faces here. You have a front. You have, if there's a front, we also have an equal back. We have a bottom, and we have an equal top. And we have a side, and with this side, we also have an equal side on the other side. So we talked about how when we're finding the surface area of a cereal box or any rectangular prism, we remember it by front, back, top, bottom, side, side. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first rectangle here. Is area equals base times height, which is a 12 times 8. So the front is 96 inches squared. And then we have the bottom, and this is an 8 by 2, and that's going to be 16 inches squared. And then we have the side, which is a 12 by 2, which is 24 inches squared. Now we can't stop there because we only have the front, bottom, side, but we understand that we're going to have to add these together and then multiply by 2 because we have a front, back, top, bottom, side, side. So if we take the 96 plus 16 plus 24, that's 16, that's 9, 10, 11, 12, that's 136 times 2. That's 217. The surface area here is 272 inches squared. To find the volume of this rectangular prism, again, the formula is length times width times height. So we would multiply length, 3 meters, times width, 2¼ meters, times height, which is 4½ meters. Remember, you can turn these mixed numbers to improper fractions, which is what they did here. Or you can turn those fractions into decimals. Either way, you're still going to get the same answer. When you write equations using the volume of a rectangular prism, you can use the formula to write the equation, and then you can solve the equation to find missing measurements for a prism. To find the missing side here, we have a volume of 15/16. We have length of 3/4 feet, width of 1/2 feet, and then our job is to find the height. So what we do is, let's start with the formula. Volume equals length times width times height. We are given the volume of 15/16 equals length is 3/4 times width is 1/2. Our job is to come up with the height. So what we can do is, let's go ahead and multiply what's given. 3 times 1 is 3. 4 times 2 is 8. And now we have to come up with the missing numbers that will give me this volume. So 3 times what will give me 15? That's 5. And 8 times what will give me 16? That's 2. The answer is going to be 5/2. Or if you turn this into a mixed number, it would be 2½ This concludes our review on Module 15. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.